Welcome everybody to the Latin Nerds Network. My name is Jose and this is my review for Moonfall. Of course, the newest movie by Roland Emmerich, who is no stranger to these kind of disaster films, which I know there's an audience for us and people do like them. There are some good ones. We saw Greenland, which actually was pretty good last year. But there's a lot of them which are just dumb and stupid, but people like them. They can be entertaining, right? And this one is much like his resume. Look, Emmerich is all over the place sometimes. For every Stargate we get Independence Day resurgence. For every Day After Tomorrow, which isn't bad, we get 10,000 BC or 2012 or Godzilla. But he gave us The Patriot, which is decent. So listen, like this movie, like his career, this movie is all over the place, and this is his newest disaster movie. It's kind of like Armageddon meets a little bit of Terminator meets Independence Day meets a big pile of dog shit, all mixed into one. And yeah, it should come to no surprises. I don't think anybody's expecting greatness here, and you shouldn't. Let's be real. But at least you can expect some sort of fun, entertainment, a lot of shit blowing up. The kind of silly shit that we get with these kinds of movies. And again, yes, there's an audience for it, but I don't know if this is really meant for that kind of audience. To be honest with you here, now listen. This one here, obviously, we got Halle Berry, you got Patrick Wilson, who I generally like. And I like Halle Berry as well. And the other guy from Game of Thrones, whatever, who cares, right? So essentially, we have here is the moon, going off course, off orbit, approaching the Earth, which is obviously going to cause a destruction of biblical proportions, if you will. A world ender. And I think the trailers introduced this, so I don't think this is a spoiler, but there is a kind of this alien technology somewhat that's causing the moon to lose course, and now it's heading towards the Earth. And now it's up to these three individuals to kind of save the day here. And listen, it's so much bad in this film. It really is. It's just, I don't know where to even get started here, where it starts off okay, right? But I'll start with the basics, and that's like the visuals, right? If nothing else, we get some cool visuals. Kind of this big, large, looming disaster science fiction film. But sometimes shit look good, and other times it just, this is a cool shot right here, which I thought really looked nice. But other times it looks like shit, man. It's like, I don't know what the hell they were doing, to be honest with you. And it's with the scenes like the flooding, obviously with the Earth coming, the moon getting closer, the gravitation is going to rise the tides, and the water's rising in the coasts. And it seems like it's just out of the 80s, like watching a Godzilla movie back in way back in the day in the 50s and 60s, whenever those movies came out, and there's little kind of paper cars and little model buildings. It looked like shit. It was so inconsistent. It was really weird, and you don't expect that given today's technology and today's budgets. But this one does that. But and that's really wasn't even the worst part about this film. Story wise, they try to do. It's interesting because you do get some of the basics that you get out of some of these films, right? These disaster films, and that's fine. But for some reason, Emmerich decides to focus on other characters that just you shouldn't give a shit about. The focus should have been on these three guys, individuals. I'm sorry, going to the moon and figuring out a way to stop it. Right, the plan was set. There they go. The Earth's last line of defense, if you will, against this, which makes sense, kind of. And they kind of go back and forth between them going to the moon and doing whatever they have to do. And some of the family members are just trying to escape. And, they got Michael Pena in there who's kind of wasted here. And it's like, dude, can we just focus on what's important? That's, the salvation of the earth, not on his son, which you don't give a shit about. He's just, another discontented teenager or whatever, just trying to get away and find into safety. It just didn't make any sense. It was just bad. It's really bad writing. Dialogue is horrendous, unsurprisingly. And then the third act comes along and they introduce this really kind of cool, high concept sci-fi bit to it, right? But unfortunately, it just didn't belong in this film, or just they mention it as kind of explain what's going on. They kind of brush over it, and then it's over with. And that part is actually very interesting. And I thought a movie just off that could have been fascinating. But no, right? And it either just make it a cool sci-fi flick based off that premise of the film, or give us a disaster film. We try to kind of meld both together, meld it in, and it just doesn't work. It's like, okay, can we get that other movie? Because this other movie is just straight shit. So again, it's just awkward. It's weird. It's too long, and I think it's, again, focusing on those other characters. It just, they could have trimmed at least good 15, 20 minutes, and maybe they could have had some fun there if it just kept things more simple and focused when you want to see destruction, exaggerations, people doing things that, obviously can't be done, but that's okay. We can buy in these kinds of movies. You don't get it here. This is a total waste of time. Obviously, I'm not recommending it. Listen, if you're all for it, you like this kind of films, and I'm sure there's going to be an audience for this. I don't think everyone's going to hate it. People talk to the theater, most of them did, but there were people who actually kind of thought it was fine, right? And I think at best, this movie it's going to be fine. I don't see anybody coming out saying, "Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen." I think most people are going to come out saying it's or it's dog shit. That's just my opinion. But ultimately, I don't recommend it. You want to catch it at home, fine, so be it, fair enough. But buyer beware on this. So Moonfall, you guys should watch it. I say no, but if you do, I hope you enjoy it. I really do. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you guys aren't. Catch it, comment below, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, don't forget to subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.